Last year's winner, of course, Viking Flagship. There he is. What a great horse. He's won two champion 2 mile chases. Just sweating there behind the saddle. I don't mind that, Skew. I think that shows he's just keyed up enough to do the business.
Right,
now, over this 2.5 mile trip, he will not give in.
No, he's tough. He didn't jump as well as he did at Cheltenham. Just watching there, Colton does look as if he's going to make the running. Jimmy McCarthy lining right up against the tape, and Peter will tell you just how fast he goes.
16 to be jumped this time. The prize of nearly 4,000 to the fourth here. And over 37,000 to the winning owner. 15,000 to the second. And they're coming in now, the other three, to join Colton. Little hesitation there by Viking Flagship. Colton standing very calmly, waiting for the others to join him. Viking Flagship just backing away, being a little bit mulish for Tony McCoy at the moment. Just taking a turn as he's led.
Back on the outside, please.
And Jerry Scott has asked him to be taken to the outside. Straighten up you other two, he says. Right.
All right,
this looks like it. And they're away, and Colton jumps straight into quite a substantial lead from Viking Flagship, Sound Man, and Clarence Davis, the back marker. And that's how they jumped the first of the 16 fences. Coming to another plain one, Colton, well clear, ensuring a really serious pace here as he races now towards the first of the ditches, number 3, Colton. From Viking Flagship, Sound Man, and Clarence Davis. At the ditch, Colton. Oh, he wasn't foot perfect at that, but he was all right. Coming to the fourth. Clear of Viking Flagship. Once again, he was safe, but not spectacular. Swinging left-handed. Got about a 10-length lead, too, at least. And stretching. From Viking Flagship and Sound Man, and then Clarence Davis, and this is the 5th of the 16 fences in all. Colton, the outsider of the quartet, jumps that very well indeed. Viking Flagship jumped in second, Sound Man third. A little gap then to Clarence Davis as the leader swings into the home straight on the first circuit. Another plain one before the second ditch. Colton over the 6th. From Viking Flagship, Sound Man, and Clarence Davis. Second of the ditches now. Colton, Viking Flagship, Sound Man, and Clarence Davis. Running down to the one that'll be the last next time. You'll just see the chair in the foreground. It'll be number 15 tomorrow in the National. This is the 8th now. Beautiful jump by the leader. In fact, they all jumped that extremely well. That gap has been reduced to about 5 lengths. Colton, the leader, from Viking Flagship and Sound Man, and stalking Sound Man is Clarence Davis. So it's Jimmy McCarthy in the lead from Tony McCoy, then Richard Dunwoody, followed by Frank Woods. So entering the backstretch now, Colton from Viking Flagship and Sound Man, and Clarence Davis. Number 9. Colton, Viking Flagship, Sound Man, Clarence Davis. Number 10, Colton, Viking Flagship, Sound Man, and Clarence Davis. Third of the ditches now, the 11th. Colton over that ditch from Viking Flagship, Sound Man, and Clarence Davis. 5 from home now. Colton, Viking Flagship, Sound Man, and Clarence Davis as they swing left-handed out of the backstretch. Colton being tracked still by Viking Flagship, who's getting closer all the time. 4 from home now. Colton from Viking Flagship. Colton, a beautiful jump there in the lead. Colton stretches that advantage over Viking Flagship, who's got a 4-length lead over Sound Man, who's got a 2-length lead over Clarence Davis, who's being rousted along and not making a lot of progress. Coming down now towards the third last in the Mumm Melling chase, and as they do so, it's Colton being pressed now by Viking Flagship. There's little between them. Viking Flagship has taken it up now as he comes down to the final ditch. It's Viking Flagship, 2 from home, in the lead from the fading Colton and then Sound Man. Coming down towards the final fence now in the Mumm Melling chase. And it's the old champion Viking Flagship really stretching him now as he comes to the final fence. Colton is second and Sound Man finishing strongly in third. At the final fence though, Viking Flagship has surely only got to jump it. He gets a tremendous cheer from the crowd. Viking Flagship as he strides away from Sound Man. And as they come to the line, Viking Flagship wins the Mumm Melling chase. Sound Man is second, the gallant Colton is third. And the disappointing winner of the Queen Mother Champion chase, Clarence Davis, is fourth. And so the result of the 1996 Mumm Melling chase is first, number 4, Viking Flagship, owned by Roach Foods Limited, trained by David Nicholson and ridden by Tony McCoy. Second was number 3, Sound Man, owned by Mr. David Lloyd, trained by Edward O'Grady in Ireland and ridden by Richard Dunwoody. And third was number 1, Colton, owned by Mr. M.G. St. Quintin, trained by Oliver Sherwood and ridden by Jimmy McCarthy. Viking Flagship, the 5-2 winner of the Mumm Melling chase.
Oh, superb race.
Delighted scenes there. Jeremy, the travelling head lad, patting Tony McCoy, and here they come to the last. What a great exhibition of jumping. Sure this horse will get further, Richard.
I'm absolutely sure, but hadn't Colton jumped today, remember that nasty fall at Ascot, and today he's got in close to 1, but other than that, he has really set them alight and has run a great race. He was bred by Walter Moriti on Julian Wilson's advice. I think Julian was getting very excited there. Clarence Davis was first to weaken. Sound Man has run a very good race once again, but superb jump. It puts Tony McCoy the head of the Ritz Club Trophy, but once again Colton, named after a village in North Yorkshire, has put in a good jump there, but in the end has now had to give best to Sound Man. But Viking Flagship, who had to fight for his victory last year, Skew, has got an easier one today.
Yeah, they've got a really good gallop, Colton's. I thought they'd let Colton off too far. He's a good enough horse that you wouldn't want to be that far in front. And it was a great performance by Viking Flagship. I mean, that's as good a performance as